Hi, this is Sarah from Aligned with Sarah. This month we're talking about rhythm and how that affects our wellness and how it can grow our wellness or it can fracture it, scatter it, distract it, limit it. The rhythm that we keep is the meaning that we keep. I really fell in love with a quote. All rhythm has meaning, and really it kind of gives us this place to either start or end and have this intention. If we know the meaning that we keep, we will have a rhythm that we can set for that meaning. If we are already in a rhythm, we can have kind of like fact check ourselves. Where is this going? What am I doing? How does this feel? Um, is this productive? Is this energetic? Is this X, Y, or Z, a bunch of other questions where we can notice our rhythm and learn from that. And very much about halfway through this month, I find myself in a place where I'm noticing my rhythm and I'm noticing that it's like beating to the drum of frustration, of discouragement, of there's like this theme of doors closing. That's kind of like that sound of that door closing is this like periodic rhythm in my energy right now. And I took the day yesterday because a lot of this realization was happening. I was very frustrated with technology, making some discoveries with my helper of just like how unfunctional things are. And then following that, meeting up with a practitioner training, and people are just talking about how you have to get through like that first month, and then you'll be, kind of like overwhelmed with clients, and like all these things will be flowing, and help with website will show up, and all these things just fall together once you're in this like rhythm. And I was like, that is not happening with me. There is this resistance, or it could just be frustration, it could be resistance. That's a new word that showed up like right now. I haven't had that in my thoughts until right now, but reflecting on these things is really helpful. So I took the rest of yesterday to intentionally let go of the rhythm that I was keeping. I was as neutral as I could be, unresponsive as I could be. Instead of I was listening to an audiobook, I switched it to just like it's like a youth novel. I really enjoy the series of uh, Percy Jackson, and I was listening to one of those books. Uh, I guess at some level it's educational, but with like the gods and the uh, ancient history kind of thing. But really letting my brain and my heart catch up to how fractured my positive energy had become, and let go of those negative vibrations that were filling in those spaces of all of that fractured energy. I hope that you can understand that because that was very much how I was feeling. And I had no energy. I was not exactly like tired, like I was going to lay down and take a nap. And I ended up being up until about 1:30 in the morning. And then I kind of like got a little restless in bed, and I thought that was enough. I thought it's time to move forward. There was this like definitely like the gears were shifting into, okay, here we go. We got to find momentum so there's no more stagnation that settles in. So in like 5 minutes at 1:30 this morning, I had this idea that I'm going to spend time on a journey in these 14 days that are from here until the end of August, and focusing on resetting, building into a rhythm that works for me, kind of like giving an overhaul of my system. And it is something that you guys are invited to be part of if you want to. There's a really loyal handful, couple handfuls of people here. I would love to offer this to you. So, the way that this is going to work, it's going to be technology, but my focus is I want to just be making content. I don't want to deal with technology, drama, one thing or another. So, whether this works or not, I will get this to you some way. If you're interested in it, send me an email or make a comment on this video and let me know how to get a hold of you. I'm going to put a link in the description of this. I almost said email in this video, and that link is going to take you to a hidden page on my website. So then you can check out what I'm doing every day for the next 14 days. So today is up there. It's a work in progress, and I have 4 or 5 goals for today. I made myself a worksheet and I kind of like then branded it and made it nicer and put it up there. You should be able to click and um, open that up. So, uh, and ideally, this is going to be a group project where we're all going to be having that same intention, having that same energy, and growing into this new rhythm, this very productive, very positive rhythm. And that's going to just help the light in us be shining brighter when we have an intention of welcoming others into our process, not forcing anything on anyone because it's not going to show up unless you click the link. So check that out. And like I said, day one, so it's week one, day one. There's my goals, what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to add to that, I think, by the end of the day. And then tomorrow, I'm just going to add underneath that to be week one, day two. This is what I'm focusing on. Uh, Projects, thoughts, goals one day, and then alternating that with very specific intention and energy healing offered to a chakra. So, beginning at the root chakra, working my way up. We have 14 days, so every other day will work out great to give this special intention and this healing work to my chakra and inviting you into that practice of clearing that and thinking of things and talking to yourself about things, journaling about things that will really nourish and heal and balance that energy in the chakras. So don't know how it's going to go, hopefully smoothly, because like I said, my positive vibe here is that I'm back into content. I'm just making content and it's going to show up in places and then it's going to get figured out later. So enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm already enjoying it. Today felt really refreshing and really great. And I've already notice the difference of what I'm attracting, what's coming towards me. I was able to have a really great conversation with somebody this morning that was intelligent and positive, and it felt like this really great way of, um, I want to even say just like, like shaking the dust off of my thinking, really, where, uh, I'm here to be stimulated. I'm here to grow. I'm not here for frustration. I'm not here for arguments or disagreements or conflict in some way of this, like, this is me and this is you. It's just, we can have totally different ideas and be able to share them, right? We all know that concepts, hopefully. And I, of course, know that. But the conversation this morning just felt so different and so uplifting. It was this really great step forward of feeling encouraged into a place where there's this healing, like it feels different. It feels lighter. Um, it feels better. So, also over on my website, if you want to pair this with some work that I offer, I feel like that will be super great. I will be giving myself regular sessions of the energy work. This is like Reiki, chakra healing, body code. It all comes together in what I call restorative healing. And I'm going to be very focused on this subconscious mind, are there blocks? I really love that that word had this resistance that has come up, which I think that's what tonight's work is going to be about. And one of these, I will make a video of what this work is like. I will give myself a session and talk through that so that there's kind of this example out there. I think there is an example somewhere else along the way, maybe way back when I was doing like Facebook videos. But there'll be a fresh one with some new perspective, probably a couple of years of more training, more work, more experience involved, and of course, all that healing that has happened in the last couple of years as well. So, as part of this journey, and on one of those days, I will post. There will be a video on the website with an example session of seeing what it's like to what this work is like, because it's not like anything else. And even my regular clients will say, I don't understand what we just did, but I feel so much better. Their tone of voice at the beginning of a session versus the end of the session. I was just recently invited to work on a family member who has had this very downward cycle of their health. And my family, actually, this person thought that I had to like be there to be working with someone for them to have a benefit, because that is very much a common thought. And so she was like, "Oh, you don't have to be here. Well, great. Let's do some work." And I did make some work. I did do some work, and there was this miraculous change the next day where my uncle was standing up and he was walking, and it wasn't this, just like throw away the walker and like, jump out of bed and everything is fine, but there was this shift that there was nothing else really happening. Maybe, I don't know. This pairs well with conventional medicine. This pairs well. Conventional medicine is great to pair this with because there's a lot of testing that many times won't show a tumor or won't show a misalignment of like why there's so much pain and why there's so much this or that, so much dysfunction in an organ. But when we pair that with the energy work or alternative healing in general, we can give our bodies attention in ways on layers of our life, of our being, that don't necessarily show up on scans, but we can measure the success of things. That liver is not so inflamed. The neck, the muscles are, in a lot better condition. They are not rigid. There's some suppleness to that, to the neck tissues. There is a bone that heals. I did work with somebody who had a broken toe. I believe it was a broken toe or a broken tarsal, metatarsal, something, and it would not heal. And he was open enough to try this work. And the next thing he knows, it is on this process of healing. And we're talking months and months of this thing not healing. And then we shift gears, heal something. This was a long time ago. I don't exactly remember. And then there's this progress into the bones then begin to mend. So there is a piece of our healing and our wellness that is um, on a different level than what we understand in our consciousness as we are now. So this video got incredibly long, so sorry about that, and magical thank yous to anyone who is still here. But the link is in the description, and that will take you over to the website, and then you will be able to use those tools over there and enjoy what I call the 2-week tweak, which I think is super cute. And let me know how it's going. Let me know what this feels like. I will talk to you again really soon.